All right, I am going to be retiring from social media, finally, and basically all other types of media. I want to just simplify my life and get less things coming in, especially things that are like geared to like get my attention and like influence me and all these. I want to just get that out of there. And the funny thing is, if you had to guess why I'm doing that, you probably know. Maybe not everyone, but at this point, it's become pretty clear how all this influx of media, movies, TVs, social media, feeds, TikTok, all this is affecting us negatively. At the end of the day, there are a ton of answers, and some of them are nuanced, and I just kind of want to pick apart those reasons and share my experience, why I'm doing this, what led to it, and kind of what my plan is actionably, how I'm going to manage like doing this. And at the end of the day, I'm planning on it being, I don't want to exactly say permanent, but indefinitely. Like, because I've done cleanses in the past, which were amazing, where I did no media at all. And they were so good that I was like, I want to live like this. And then I go back to social media and all hell breaks loose. And so I want to just do literally a retirement. Like, I'm going to just bail on this shit. Okay, so before we get to all the bad stuff, I just want to take a moment for the good parts of social media, because I don't think it's all bad. I don't think it's intentionally evil, but there was a time in my life where I made my living from social media. A lot of my success and a lot of the opportunities, maybe even most of the opportunities I've had in my life to do the things I love, came from social media. So it connects you with people. You can learn so much from it. There's tools. The discovery's insane. So there are a lot of benefits, and like it's the best place to go to for a good laugh. And like we all have that group chat that's just savagery and just crazy, and I'm gonna miss that.
5, 7, 9, 11 was an inside job. George Bush.
And there are good aspects there, and it's just a great way to reach people and affect people, and I think that's why it's been so popular and so widely used. So it's not all bad. I don't want to shit on it or people who use it or use it as their livelihood. For me, though, mainly bad. Leaving is definitely a trade-off. I'm not ignorant to the fact that I'm going to be missing out to a certain degree, and there are massive benefits that I'm going to be foregoing. But to me, Instagram and social media in general and media, just the juice isn't worth the squeeze online. And there's a way I want my life to be and a way I feel that my life should be. I don't think I can achieve what I feel I need to achieve while I'm online. It's not compatible given my brain and my circumstance. So, but I have to be honest, I am gonna be leaving a lot on the table, which is partially why I'm making this video. I've tried a lot to cultivate a healthy feed and a healthy relationship with online. I've done like, I'll only go on Sundays, and then I binge it on Sundays for a couple hours, and then I stay off for the week. And I've done different cleanses and different things, but and I've tried to just clean up my feeds and stuff, but it's like my explore page and like for you, it like just devolves into ass, like figuratively and literally, like, and it's just crazy. And I'm just like, that's a small aspect of why I'm leaving, but it's just, I don't want to engage in that battle anymore. So at the end of the day, when I look back and I'm really honest with myself, the grass is greener on the other side. The grass here is just, it's drying out, it's dying, it's catching on fire, and I need to go. So that's what it is. Now, to the negative aspects of it. We're strap in, we're gonna be here for a couple hours. For me, social media is distracting above all else. It's like with my phone, I'm just like boom, scroll, and then I'm like try to work for like 5 minutes, and I'm like boom, and I'm just back on Instagram, and I'll close Instagram, and I'll open TikTok and close TikTok. You know how it is. It's the ultimate time waster, which is like the one really valuable thing we even have in life, and it just sucks it in and just wastes it. It's so bad. It steals my joy. It desecrates my peace of mind. It just turns into this chaotic mess in my mind, and it just generates this like steady flow of anxiety, just straight into my brain. Constantly, I know it's happening, and I just like can't let go all the time. I'm just like consuming this, and I'm like going down these rabbit holes of like conspiracy theories and like politics, and just like, it's just insane. And I'm ranting like crazy, but it's just not good for me. And like I was saying, when I log into Instagram, like I get sick to my stomach. I keep it off my phone, and then I'll download it and start going on. And like once I start looking at stuff, like I literally start to feel sick. Like I have a physiological reaction to going online. It's crazy. And the longer I'm away, the more I can feel it when I do go on. And yeah, it's like I would literally pay money to not know how much time I've wasted on there, because it's honestly tragic. It's like, I've done a blog post on this, which I'll link below, where there's this TED Talk that talks about how much time we're going to spend on our screens by the time we're dead. And it's like your whole life. Like, we're on track to just be on fucking screens. And I'm not opposed to being on screens, but like, I want to be doing something on a screen that's meaningful to me, that I enjoy, and that's good for me and other people. Not what I'm currently doing on screens, which is wasting my time and just feeling like shit all the time. So it's bad. Maybe I'm unique, but it's like, when I look at myself, it's like this thing where I'm just like, I'm freaking...
No. I've been excited for several elections.
And like, that's me so often. And it's just, I hate it. Like, I already struggle enough with like being proud of myself, self-love, feeling like I'm good or whatever. That is difficult. And like, when I see myself like this all the time, it's a killer. Yeah, so not good. It's not good for my posture either. It's not good for my back and my neck and my posture at all. So that's a big L too. Like, literally physically, it's bad. So yeah, pour one out for my C7. Oh God. Okay. Those are like the obvious kind of reasons, and the things that are just like glaringly bad. There's a couple more like nuanced reasons that I feel like really affect me in subtle ways, but like really strongly. So like, one of them is that like all this media flying around in my life severely impacts my ability to like think clearly about things, about my life and my goals and what I'm doing and how I'm trying to achieve the things I'm doing. I compare it to being in like a big room full of people yelling at each other and everyone's talking loudly, and there's someone way on the other side of the room and you're trying to talk to them. That's what it's like trying to like do what I'm doing and achieve the things I'm achieving. And when I do the cleanses and I get off of there, it's just like, whew. It's like when a AC is just on full blast, you don't realize it's on, and then it turns off and it's just like, whew, quiet. That is what it's like being offline, and like, I want to live my life like that. That is where it's at for me. It's just like the addictive nature of social media just sucks me back into this freaking tornado, and I just can't even think about anything. And it's like, you don't really notice it that much when you're in it. It's like the AC being on. It's like, you don't notice that something's just like, like all the time. And at the end of the day, it's really just like feels like a scattering of my consciousness. And it sets in like the frog in the pot getting slowly boiled, right? It's like, you kind of just don't, it's not like this stark thing you realize where it's like you burn yourself and you're like, right? It's just slowly just sucks away my agency and my clarity, and just like there's like a conscious experience I like to inhabit that's more calm, clear, focused, slow, and it's just better. And it just totally interrupts that in a way that's like not apparent, right? Immediately, right? It's not like, oh, here's the thing messing me up. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, like, I just try 1 to 2 weeks of a media cleanse. So no movies, no books, no podcasts, no news, no social media. Just live in the world, right? Do that for like a week or two, and then hop back on and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's literally crazy. Our minds, at least for me, I don't think my mind can't exist in that space and do well. Okay, so another thing is just even being able to understand the world. I'll be scrolling on TikTok or whatever, and it's like, I see this dude being like, you have to eat only greens, we're herbivores, we're not meant to eat meat, we're meant to eat mainly greens, and they're so good for you, and there's all these benefits, and eat greens and meat is bad, etc. And all these scientific reasons. I'm like, oh shit, like, I should eat more greens, like, fuck meat. And then I'll scroll one, and this guy's like, you are not meant to eat plants. There's these chemicals in plants. When you eat them, it's their defense mechanism, and it fucks your gut biome, and it fucks your mental health, and you're just supposed to eat meat and fruit and eggs. And if you're eating plants, you're destroying your gut, and you're gonna get leaky gut, and it's like all this scientific shit, and it just makes sense. And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And that's just like one thing now I have to figure out and make sense of. And then I'll scroll again. I'll literally see Candace Owens saying how dinosaurs are fake and gay, and like,
dinosaurs, that seems pretty fake and gay.
And like, the bones are all fake and it's just made up to like distract from God or whatever. And this whole thing, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, And then I scroll and I literally see this other video of this guy being like, we have good reason to believe that dinosaurs actually survived the meteor impact and were living among humans, and that's why you find them in ancient texts, and they're categorized as dragons, which means like great lizard, and so we think they're mystical dragons, and maybe somewhere, but there's, you know, there's records of, you know, St. George slaying the dragon and blah blah blah, all this, and we think they actually some were among us and lived among humans and blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, that's really crazy. And then I'm partial to that theory being true rather than the fake and gay one for dinosaurs. But either way, that's just two little examples of like what my online experience is like, and the way my mind is. I think about that shit a lot, right? So I see this, all this different conspiracy theories and about the government and like, and whether it's diet or exercise, and you should lift like this, and you need to wait 1 minute after your set, and then you got to do this and put your hand in a cold thing and you get twice the gains and blah blah blah. All this just bouncing around in my head. I can't fucking do it. Can't do it. Oh God, it's so crazy talking about it like this, because it's so much more clear to me how I'm not meant to be online when I'm saying it like this. So I just got a dip. And there's so much more I could say, but yeah, don't want to beat a dead dinosaur. The other thing I think is really important here is this separate concept, which I'm going to do another video about, and I've written about on my blog, which I'll link below, it's called New Gods. And it's about how these algorithms and these online things have basically taken the place of gods in people's lives. Like, people are living for these algorithms and these things to get boosted and get attention and get connections and all these things, and it's like this black box of like things that the algorithm likes and wants, and people are trying to please it to like get good outcomes, and it feels wrong and it feels bad, and it's just, I didn't sign up for this. Like, I signed up for an app when I was like 12 to like share pictures of my pancakes in the morning and the sunset. Next thing I know, everything I'm doing is to like please an algorithm and like get an algorithm and like get exposure and get reach and like do all this shit. And I'm just like, fuck this. Like, I hate it. I'm out and I can't do it and I don't want to do it. And I don't remember ever saying yes to it. So that article, people loved it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever written. So it's in the description if you want to check it out. It's called New Gods. With all that said, what's on the other side? What's the plan? What am I gonna do actionably? I've been thinking about this a lot and putting it off a lot. And I think it's just my subconscious, like wanting the dopamine and wanting to scroll, and I don't feel like I'm ready, and I'm trying to do all this stuff to like get ready to leave social media, but I'm just doing it. I'm just freaking, here we go. I, at this point, have pretty clear intentions for like what I want in my life and how I want to be. And I want to live slower, and I want to like bask in my thoughts and like flow in my thoughts and not have it be this thing where I'm like, all the time, my thoughts like crazy. I want to just go further focused. I want to run further, literally and figuratively, be in better shape. And when I eat, I want to just eat like my food. I don't want to watch something or like need to be doing something. I just want to sit there and taste my food and eat and be in the moment. I want to create music without like thinking about what TikTok I'm going to make, or like what kind of content I'm going to do for this, or how I'm going to do this Instagram. Like, no. And I want to read every day and just get lost in these books that I read and that I love, and that I don't find time right now to do because I'm freaking scrolling. And I love reading and getting lost in a book, and I want to do that more. And I want to look at the clouds and enjoy the sky and be present and enjoy my life and slow down. It's like my life is like all the time I'm like this, all these things I'm doing and thinking about. And I still want to be intense and fast, but I want it to just be more smooth, like just, you know, like that kind of thing, rather than like this crazy thing. And then another thing is I'm planning on really digging into like the fruits of the spirit from the Bible, trying to understand them and cultivate them in myself, and virtue. It's and kind of like a Marcus Aurelius like meditations thing, like really try to understand what the virtues of being a human are, where they come from, and understand those concepts, and then like literally practice them and develop them into myself, and work on turning myself into someone that I'm really proud of, and that can affect change in the world, and is just really effective and really can just do a good job and just be a good person and make the world better, and I'm more powerful and more patient, all those things. And then too, like, I want to disconnect. Like, I don't want to know who wins the election in November. My goal is to like not know who wins the election. I don't want to know what the fuck's going on. I don't want to know who said what. I don't want to know any of that shit. Bye, dude. if there were a way to actually make sense of what's happening in the world and in politics and in all this, I would maybe engage, but at this point it's a futile effort, which I'll talk about more in the future too, but like, you just can't figure out what's true anymore, especially with AI now. It's just a waste of time to try to figure it out. And I don't know where we go with that, but it's a losing battle for me and I'm tapping out. Bye. Bye. I'm gonna go back to filming things horizontally. I'm gonna make these long form YouTube videos. I'm not gonna watch YouTube, right? But I'm gonna still make these videos that are long form, calm, thought out. These like month-long concepts that I think about and I'm working through and making something beautiful and meaningful that I spend more time on. And it's not sensationalized. I'm not caring about views. I'm not caring about retention. I'm not caring about any of this other bullshit. I just want to make something I feel is beautiful and meaningful and that like I'm supposed to make. And I don't want to care about all the other shit. So, and then I also want to develop a new habit of noticing when I care about the numbers or the streams or the views or the followers or subscribers, when I start to think about and care about those things and worry about all that, getting in a habit of diverting my attention to just how can I make my shit better? How can I focus more on what I'm making and make it better and make it more meaningful and get better at doing it and focus on it more and just start getting in this habit of like, when I care about the views, because I care about that shit. I'll freaking check my Spotify for artists and my streams every day and I'm just like refreshing it 10 times a day and it's bad and I don't want to do that. So, and then I want to do something to commit to the retirement ritualistically. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. I'm definitely going to shave my beard. And it might just be some kind of meditation or prayer or something that just is like ritualistically committing me to this because I just think psychologically that helps. A little bit now about the rules and exceptions for the no media. So the way I'm doing it is no news, period, no podcasts, social media, movies, etc. I'm still gonna read books, but I'm gonna basically focus on classics and like ancient texts and not read like self-help, like new self-help books and stuff like that. And then I am gonna be allowed to consume some media from creators that I pay for their content. So there's a few people like Sam Harris, and there's a few YouTube creators and musicians that I like pay a subscription to their Patreon or their thing. And I'm gonna allow myself to consume that stuff, but only one thing a week. If someone puts out a podcast and I wanna watch it and I watch it or listen to it, that's it for the week. And then if someone else puts out something, I can't go consume that media or that video for another week. And I'm probably not even gonna consume most of it, but I'm leaving that door open because the people I pay for, I genuinely feel like provide a lot of value for me. So that's up in the air, but that's kind of the plan. And then also an occasional movie, one a week max, which I don't even watch movies. I don't even have to try to watch movies. I basically don't. But I'm a CGI nerd and I love top of the hill movies, right? So like when Dune 2 comes out, I saw it. When it's like the new Avatar, I'm seeing it. The kind of top of the box office bangers. And like any revolutions in CGI, like the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, like that had a bunch of like CGI, a bunch of new stuff in it that was like the best ever done as far as simulations and the fur and all that. So like I'll watch that kind of stuff, but like I said, max one a week. And then yeah, I can use YouTube for specific educational purposes. If I'm like specifically wanting to learn something, like I can go on YouTube and watch a video about how this specific thing works, but it's just, I can't scroll and just watch random shit and just be entertained or like let that happen. But anyways, that's everything. That's kind of my plan now. It's probably gonna change. I'm gonna morph it. We'll probably do an update, but yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3, go, baby. Before I go, I would like to extend a formal invitation to you to try this or join me if you feel like it might be good for you. Yeah, if you relate to what I'm saying and it resonates with you, get out of there. Even just try it. Just get out of there. And I know I'm going to be more lonely than I was even before, which I'm extremely introverted. So I could use like a team of people or like a little community that are doing what I'm doing and going through something similar. So the best place to keep up with me is on Substack. I'm writing on there. I'm super active on there. On my profile, there's a channel that's like a discussion channel, which anyone can comment. It's kind of like a little forum. So feel free to pop on there. You can message me. You can just reply to the emails if you're subscribed. And there will also be a text post of this video on there. So that's dannysuede.substack.com, which I love writing on there. So, and that's one of the best ways to keep up with me. So it's free. You just put in your email and you get it in your inbox each week. And yeah, if you need a little push over the edge, I would recommend this article by this guy named Tommy Dixon, who's on Substack, which kind of pushed me over the edge, which I'll link in the description. Or this YouTube channel by this chick named Wonderneath, who also kind of pushed me over the edge, where I was like, I found this channel. I'm like, who is this person? And she was like, creating all these like philosophy videos. She like goes to school in France and she's like all like nerding out about these weird philosophy ideas. And I'm like, what kind of content is this? And it was just seemed weird. And I went to her Instagram and I was like, oh, this chick, and she's the same thing. She's like, I'm not on Instagram, I'm on YouTube philosophizing, whatever. And so as I was digging into that, I was like, it definitely inspired me and it kind of moved the needle for me. So if you're a creator, I'm going to link that as well. And I'll also link a couple other articles that I've written about social media on my Substack, about my journey, what I think about it. And I've done a 180 because I was going full blast at the beginning of the year. Reels every day, going crazy. So I've done a full 180 if you're curious about my journey and the walk that I've kind of went down and how I've thought about it and dealt with it. That's all going to be in the description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I'll put a link to my website that has everything that I'll be doing if you want to check anything else out. And yeah, feel free to reach out, comment. I'd love to know your experience. And I'm excited. I think this is going to be good for me. It's a new chapter in my life. And yeah, I'm glad you're here. So anyways, thanks. See you next time.